James Watson, dude, you got a pretty decent little lead right now, especially for how Norris is fishing. And I got to watch you yesterday and today for a while, and it's
That was
kind.
a treat, wasn't it?
It was probably the most fun I'll have all year. James has a broken rib currently, which is why he's crippling on his side. But, uh, dude, I mean, you're dialed in. It's not like watching a guy. You're covering a lot of water, but it's very precise what you're doing.
Yeah, I said on stage, I feel really good. I felt good after practice, getting a couple of clues. And this time of year, there's not enough bass tournaments this time of year because everybody cries and whines they want to go deer hunting and this and that. So tournament organizations don't have enough tournaments. Well, this is the only time of year that, guess what? James Watson catch crap out of 12 pounds all day long. This time of year, that's good.
Yeah.
But there's no tournaments. So finally got a tournament to fish.
Well, it kind of, the way you're fishing too is you're very comfortable doing it. You got a top water in your hand and you got a jig on the deck. I mean, that's about it. You throw the top water down the bank, you come up to a dock, you flip a jig. How are you getting bigger bites in certain stretches? Like, is it kind of random when you get a big bite? Even though your pattern is pretty precise. You know what I mean? Like, when you pull up to something, can you go, there's probably a better quality fish holding on this dock or this whatever?
No, I can't, and that's the deal. That's why you just cover a lot of water. And tomorrow I'll go into detail on exactly what I'm looking for and looking at. Today I ran a lot of stretches of bank that I wasn't dialed in on, and I caught a few fish. None that I weighed in, but I caught a few fish. So I expanded it out a little bit more today. So it gave me confidence that I don't have to be so spot specific. And tomorrow, though, I've got an area I haven't been to yet. I'm contemplating making the big long run up the Powell here and fishing it. I've not been going very far from here. So tomorrow I think I'll make a little bit longer run to start the day.
You also, in practice, you didn't catch a lot of fish. However, it's not really the time that you want to pluck. You want to really, jerk on them. But today, you actually, man, there was a stretch where you were throwing back like a 9-pound limit, and then you caught a couple other. I mean, you're catching keepers. Is it surprising you as each day goes on as to how many bites you're actually getting?
I caught more keepers today than yesterday, but yesterday it seemed like I had a better day for whatever that's worth. But you were with me, and I got on a stretch that I think I caught 7 keepers that I didn't even go to the live well to see if they were culls.
Yeah, you just throw 'em back.
And that was a good feeling. And I'm thinking, man, I might need that tomorrow. And but here's the deal. I've got some banks that I fished twice now. I fished yesterday and I fished today that I've caught quality fish off of, and that makes me feel real good. I was told that this lake will reload a lot better. Where I'm from, our lakes, if you fish them today, shallow fish, you fish them today and you catch them, you forget it. Don't, you can go back up, maybe if it's very target specific and catch them. But as far as like having any confidence, I like to run new water every day. And here I'm not having to run new water. Today I thought I'm going to expand and go find some new areas and stuff. Well, I expanded my bite a little bit, but guess what? The quality bass I caught was on a couple of stretches again today. So guess what? I'm going to hit them again tomorrow.
Well, man, it's cool to watch out there. You're definitely dialed in, and I can't wait to see for you to unveil some of the baits. I've seen them, but I can't wait for you to show the world the baits you're throwing. Good luck tomorrow, man. All right, Jason Lambert, we got us a Western Tennessee guy here. But it's not really any surprise that you've had a good week. It's also no surprise that you're catching them not on the bank. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I came up here knowing that in these rivers that there is some offshore stuff that you can fish. And, actually Sunday I got here late. Didn't get here like 1 o'clock Sunday. We had a little family function I stayed for Saturday. So Sunday I stayed down in the basin and tried to find those smallmouth and found a lot of them, but man, they're so hard to catch. And then Monday and Tuesday I committed to the river and I went up there and I spent a lot of time idling and I found a few, kind of obvious stuff to a ledge guy. I mean, some road beds, some long points and some things like that. But I found this one little ditch and it don't really look like anything on the map. And I actually just found it idling. I was idling the point, and when I came across the point, it drops off on the inside and it's a drain. I mean, it's just a drain that comes out off the bank and it runs, 300-400 yards out, and it ranges anywhere from 12 feet down to probably 18 in the bottom and 6 or 8 on the sides. And man, it's had a stack of fish on it, and I really don't know what's there because I've only fished it literally probably 30, 35 minutes in the last 2 days. And pull up there this morning, and first cast when I get to my waypoint, I caught a double, and then I caught 2 more pretty solid keepers, like a 2.5 and another keeper. But I got hung on a cedar top and drug the cedar top out and boogered it up, and I actually didn't even throw on it again today at all after that. So yeah, I bounced out of there and ran around. I actually went back in a couple pockets, and I hadn't set my mind. I was going back. I'm going back. I'm gonna try to catch one more of them, and I caught like a 2 3/4 on buzzbait, and thought, well, we'll just wait and see what happens tomorrow. So, I haven't spent much time on it, but tomorrow I'm going to do my dangest to catch every one of them there. I haven't put a worm or a jig or anything on it. I've just been cranking it, and tomorrow, I'm going to start cranking it just like I have been, but I'm going to see what's there. And there's going to be a couple more places open up tomorrow that some guys have fished up there that I'm going to be able to fish tomorrow. So, James has got a 3-pound lead or so, and that don't seem like a lot of weight, but a tough tournament like this, it's a pretty tough deal to pull off. But we're gonna go give him all we can give him.
Well, you mentioned Watson. His thing. It's pretty much it's very James Watson-esque. It's up shallow. It's doing that. You're kind of double dipping though. You have other offshore areas you mentioned that you can go tap into tomorrow. You're also not afraid to get up on the bank, throw a buzz bait for a little bit, and maybe catch a better quality fish. You told me there's a particular spot you couldn't get on today that had a big school of fish on it. With the volume of fish that are on some of these offshore spots, in your heart, do you think that is there a big bite out there to be had?
I don't think there's any question that there is. I'm not familiar enough. This first time I've ever seen this lake was Sunday, so I don't really know what kind of quality fish there. But I know there's 4 and 5 pound largemouth caught in this lake all the time. So I know, you take a school with 20, 30, 40 fish in it, there's got to be a 3 or 4 pounder in there. So, and that's what I really need. That's what really needs to happen. I had a 3 pounder yesterday, and then, some 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2 type fish. And today, I had 2, 2 3/4 and 2 pounders. And if you can throw a 4 or 5 pounder in that bag, then it makes a lot of difference. But, I know they're there, and we are going to have more time to work on them tomorrow, some of the deeper stuff. But and more access to water, but I still think you can catch a good one shallow too. And I've spent a lot of time the last 2 days running buzzbait and spinnerbait, so we'll see. We're just going to fish it by feel tomorrow and see what happens. If we can get a good, decent, 10 or 11 pound limit in the morning, it's very possible that I just fish shallow the rest of the day and try to catch one great big one. But it's day 3. It's the last day tomorrow, and we got a shot. That's all you can ask for.
Well, and you've already won 2 events this year. You really only got the Coastal Championship left after this. So why not make it 3? You know what I mean?
A win is good anytime if you can finish the year with it and just kind of, well, the other thing is just guaranteeing your cup berth for next year. That's pretty special too. But we're just going to go fishing, and, the way I see it, he's leading, so he's the one that's got the pressure, and we're going to try to put it on him.
Give it to him, man.